In this video, we're going to convert quadratic functions written in standard form to vertex form. We've already converted from standard form to intercept form by factoring, so we're going to convert the vertex form by completing the square. Okay, so there's a process to this. So step one, we're going to take our constant term and move it to the other side of the equation. So we want to move it over to the y. Our constant term here is 23. So we follow operations for solving equations. So I'm going to take that constant term and I'm going to move it over to the y. So I'm moving it by subtracting 23 on both sides. So I end up with y minus 23. I'm going to leave a space and I'm going to put equals x squared plus 12x. So now I have to complete the square. I have to find the new c. We did this in class. Remember, to find a new c, what you're going to do is you're going to halve the middle coefficient here. So our middle coefficient here is 12. So I'm going to take half of 12. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then I square it and I get 36. That's the new c. So this number here, I'm going to add it back into the equation. So now I'm going to write in plus 36. Same thing with an equation. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. So I have to add in this 36. So now I have y plus 13 equals x squared plus 12x plus 36. Okay, this part is a little different. You may have not seen this before, which is fine. Whenever we're writing this side over here for vertex form, if you remember, vertex form is a x minus h squared plus k, and you have that x minus h squared. We're going to make this look like that. So I do it by saying, okay, well, I have my set of parentheses. I know it's an x in there. And I look at these numbers. Well, I have a positive 12 and I have a positive 36. Well, what number squared is 36? It's 6, right? And my 12 here is positive, so I put in a plus 6 and I square it. And lastly, to get it finally into vertex form, I'm going to subtract the 13 back over to the other side. So I end up with my final answer is going to be y equals x plus 6 squared minus 13. Okay, let's do another one. Remember, this is going to be in vertex form. Remember, vertex form is y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So, first things first, when you're doing it in vertex form, you're going to take that constant term and you're going to move it over to the other side. So I move this 13 over by subtracting. So I end up with y minus 13. Remember, leave a space, equals x squared plus 8x. So now we have to fill in the new c. Remember, to find a new c, you take the middle number here, you half it. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then I square it, and that gives me 16. So I'm going to put 16 into my equation. So plus 16 plus 16. Okay. Now we're going to start simplifying down. I'm going to end up with y plus 3 is equal to x squared plus 8x plus 16. So remember, I want to write this side like it would be in vertex form. So we're going to have our parentheses. We're going to have an x. And we're looking, this 8 is positive. And we say, okay, well, what number squared is 16? Well, the number that's squared to give us 16 is going to be 4. The 8 was positive, so I'm going to have a positive, and it's squared. So I have y plus 3. So final step is to subtract 3 back to the other side to get it finally in vertex form. So I have my final answer is y equals x plus 4 squared minus 3.